We'll see, and this is now the important best of 3. This is basically the last best of 3. The winner of this will secure his team the victory in this today's quarterfinals of the ESL RaidCall Euro Series Winter 2013 round of 8. And we are ready as we speak. Our first player to be introduced is the Violet Zerg playing for MiA. It is none other than Starbuck. And of course, his opponent in the bottom left corner playing as the pink Protoss playing for Fnatic. It is Harstem. And this is Yensu, as you can see, the big map. And it should be a fun matchup to see. We'll see what these two guys have in store for each other, and we see fun talk between the two guys about working out, getting fame, and women, and of course between studying and all. And Starbuck is scouting around his main, so securing himself of any possible double proxy gateways. And we do have Harstem going for the gateway scout. So we're gonna also see Starbuck going pool first. And the question right now is that who or what will happen into the next 10 minutes. Now Harstem, he is known to play. He's known to play a little bit more aggressively. Starbuck though, against Protoss, he really developed not a weird, but an interesting match style, and we'll see if he goes for it. Of course, it's an interesting but long match style. Ooh, nice hatchery block on the natural, and Harstem already gonna be annoyed by Starbuck's play here, and Starbuck gonna secure himself that hatchery there. And we see Harstem pulling a couple of probes here, and this is exactly what Starbuck wants to. Now Starbuck at home gonna go for his own hatchery, kind of being blocked for a little while, but that's the reason why he went for the hatchery in the first place. Harstem now pulling those probes, gonna lose a lot of income. Look at the income tab right now, and that already kind of spoils Harstem's ideas of what he wants to do. Now this cybernetics score being denied as well here for Harstem, and a cancel and an evolution chamber being built up on top of that. Wow, Starbuck is really delaying that one little thing, and now a gateway being built as well as a pylon there by Harstem. So the gateway gonna be taken down, but Starbuck still gonna deny that for as long as possible, and he will cancel it out and save the drone now, and gonna go into the main as well. Harstem still not getting his cybernetics score. Wow, Harstem just gonna go for the nexus before the cybernetics, which means that basically that Starbuck sees there's no cybernetic score, now moves across the map, and honestly at this point wow, the drone survives. What the hell? That's an interesting call there. And Starbuck goes for 3 hatch before pull, obviously without the cybernetic score even starting up for Harstem. He can pull that off easily, and we do have queens and we have everything else coming down for our Zerg player. Harstem meanwhile gonna just have to land himself with zealots only for now, of course. And both players are grandmasters, both players are very good players and just have good good control overall, and will definitely not let any of these 4 units or 2 units in case of Harstem die. And actually, as I say, Starbuck leaves 2 Zerglings to die and gets into the base to scout it off. And here he sees everything, what he needs to see. Harstem still though not getting his warp gate research. We do have Stargate though play for Harstem and a forge. So we're gonna see, most likely we are going to see Phoenix coming out for him. So that should be an interesting thing at least. And the Link though will die now. And Starbuck, I think he doesn't see the wall. Yeah, he does not see it. So he does not know what is on the way for Harstem. But still though, Harstem is playing quite normally, quite as oh, okay. Harstem is playing as usually Zerg's as Protoss plays, with Phoenix, of course, going into Colossus 8 gate 2 base, whatever they wish. Starbuck though is with 3 base up and running. He can get Mutalisk if he wants to, but I think we're gonna see Roach Hydra this map and well, basically not Vipers, but Swarm hosts. So yeah. In any case, still Evo Chamber coming out for Starbuck. The reason for that, upgrades. Most likely gonna be Carapace, could be melee upgrades. We have a couple of more queens on the 3rd base for defense, of course, against Phoenix, and we have a small lag spike coming in here. I can sense it a little bit, but I hope the players are not sensing it. And 3 Phoenix are now in the air, gonna snipe all the overloads on the map. Starbuck still trying to find an opening, sees the fort, sees the Stargate, and he is well aware of what is now on the way for Harstem. Harstem adding 2 more gateways at home, so he's up to 3 gates. And Harstem definitely could go for some sort of a possible immortal move out here. And getting 2 drones there, nice play by Harstem. Getting some more actually, could actually get more if he wants to. Starbuck gotta be careful. He does not want to lose too many drones. And a couple of speedlings on the map for this Zerg player, trying to find an opening, and one of them will find the probe there building the Nexus, so we're probably gonna see a respawn from Starbuck trying to take it down, but there's way too many Protoss units to for Starbuck to handle this. And yep, here we see the beautiful force fields of Harstem gonna prevent Starbuck from taking down the Nexus. And still, Starbuck losing drones additionally. Harstem is playing very well. 5 drones already dead. Trying to find more. We're gonna find actually 1 Overlord. Yeah, gonna take it down. So this will supply block Starbuck actually. Oh, wow. It's an interesting thing that Starbuck gets supply blocked just by losing a couple of 2 overloads or 1 overload. Now we do have Voiders coming in as well as a Twilight Council, so the likely option here for Harstem will be Zealot Charge and Templar Archives, so Storm Zealot's Charge and something. We do see Starbuck still trying to take down the 3rd base, will not be too successful. We saw force fields block a lot of links there, and we see a couple of probes dying for Harstem then. And you know, Starbuck sees the Void right now, is aware of the fact that this is going to be some sort of a mixed up army, and is already going for Hydralisk then. So we're going to see Hydralisk come out for Starbuck soon. We do see the Phoenix still in the air for Harstem. They're being completely useless for now, and they're trying to pick up a unit wherever they can, and they definitely will be able to pick up some of the units. And Harstem with the +2 weapons as well coming in for him. He's gonna have a lot of firepower on those Zealots, and Zealot Charge as well being researched. So he's gonna go for 4 gate now, and probably actually 2 more gateways being added on the 3rd base. So he is up to 6 gate, and with Zealot Charge Void Ray, this could actually work here for Harstem. That's gonna be a dangerous composition to deal with for Starbuck, and we see robotics facility immediately being pulled down by Harstem, and we should see Robotics Bay following this up. Colossus, of course, gonna be the option for our Protoss player, the best choice to go for against Hydras. And what Harstem wants to do with those Phoenixes is just scout around as much as possible and see how many bases Starbuck is on. Maybe pick up some rogue Hydralisk. And Starbuck is going for Spire, so we are probably gonna see a couple of Corruptors drop down as well, and you know, in general. A lot of Hydras out on the map for Starbuck. They do have a lot of damage already. And Harstem though still getting Templar Archives now even. So we are gonna see Storm move in here. Also 4 additional gateways being added. So gonna see a couple of more production ramp up for Harstem. And Harstem now sees the Hydra move in here. He's gotta be careful though. Both Starbuck and Harstem gotta be careful. Force fields have to split those Hydralisks so the Zealots do connect with them fully. But the warp in here will be enough to hold them for now. And Zealot charge as well is complete, +2 weapons is complete as well. So this army just got a lot scarier. And Starbuck right now gotta be careful. That's a lot of force fields available for Harstem. Beautiful force field utilized by Harstem. And right now those Zealots are kindly picking away at Starbuck, but oh my god, Starbuck actually holds this. Now the force fields will break away, so Starbuck could possibly go into the third base, but Archons are already started to morph in. We see a lot of roaches being produced by Starbuck. Roach, Hydra speed as well, +2 weapons, missile attacks being added, and the fourth base is up for Starbuck. The question is, what will Starbuck do here? I mean, he is now on Roach Hydra Ling army against Archon Zealots Void Rays, and +3 weapons are now finishing up. Oh, nice pickup of those Phoenix, well done there by Starbuck. And finally we see Swarm Host being added as well. This is the only thing that Starbuck I think has to deal with the pesky little units that Harstem has. And I think Harstem's gonna go into the third base here, and it might be the case that, well, it might be the case that oh, nice warping of Zealots from Harstem on the fourth base. Gonna take down a couple of those queens. Actually, one queen will die. The second one as well. And here comes the big engagement, though. Beautiful force field utilized by Harstem, but a nice wall in by Starbuck, actually dividing the Protoss army. Will it be enough, though? I don't think so. And Starbuck actually dropping in supply now. Harstem will break this third base here, but it's such a close game here. The Protoss still breaking all sides. The Void Rays dealing a lot of damage nonetheless, and Harstem is going to the natural now. Drones are his targets, and this is gonna be one hell of a fight now. Archons in the natural, but the Roaches do spawn on top and will take care of those units. But Harstem has taken down the fourth base in the procedure, and Starbuck is still on basically on 3 bases. Lost a good amount of units there, as well as a lot of drones, 27 in total, and another 4 Zealot run by Starbuck is not on his toes, and a Zealot run while warping by Harstem in the main actually, and Starbuck is losing the grip of this game. He is 33 drones behind, and Harstem is just taking a lead, a big lead right now. And upgrade wise as well, +2 weapons is going to complete, so more drones are dying. 36 in total. Harstem taking the fourth base behind this. Another Warp Prism going out. The Warp Prism again dropping in the third base as well. Starbuck having a lot of troubles dealing with multiple pronged attacks. And we do see that I don't know who pinged, but okay. In any case, fourth base is gone for Starbuck. Starbuck now moving across the map. He has taken the supply lead. The question is, how long can he keep it? Now Harstem has Storm available as well. That means actually no Storm actually available to Harstem. What? Storm is not available to Harstem? What? How is that possible? Okay, interestingly enough. Now we've got Swarm Host coming in here, so we should be seeing a good hold from Starbuck for now. And he's really trying to deny that fourth base of Harstem, but there's gonna be a no zone style for him. There's no way he can break this. There's too many basically units for Harstem, as well as force fields available, and another warping of Zealots on the fourth base. Starbuck really having a lot of trouble dealing with it. Now finally Swarmhost is gonna start engaging this fourth base, but there's gonna be Storm available. Colossus are coming out as well here for no, Starbuck is gonna lose a couple of those Swarm Hosts, and Harstem will clean them up nicely. Starbuck is losing the grip ever more slightly, and Zealots cleaned out the fourth base again. Starbuck is just falling apart here. He has no way to deal with this anymore. Storm is gonna be available in about 20 seconds time. That's gonna be crucial for Starbuck. Storm's though still not falling, but the supply has shown itself, and this is not looking good for the Zerg player. At this point, this will be GG. There is no way Starbuck, well, I don't want to say no way, but I mean, he's behind one base against a Protoss who has Storm available, who has a big army moving across the map, or at least a big army enough to deal with the Zerg. Look at the army supply, 81 against 92. It's close, but it's not even close enough for Starbuck to hold. And we've got a couple of Vipers coming out, so Blinding Cloud's gonna be used. Well done by Starbuck. Blinding Clouds are quite nice, but Storm's now available to Harstem. And those Swarm Hosts are just in too few numbers to deal with anything. We got Warpins in the main, we've got Warpins in the natural, and Starbuck is falling apart on all sides. Engagements going in the third, natural and main, and Starbuck is just falling apart. Storms hitting the army, and this will be GG for sure now. There is no way Starbuck can win. GG called in Harstem, taking the first game of this basically ace match between Starbuck and Harstem, securing securing the first win of this H match. Now going 1-0 in the score wise. And we'll see. We'll see how Game 2 goes for the Zerg player of MiA. Now Harstem has secured the first win in this ace match, and he's one win away from securing the total victory for Fnatic. And if he secures the win, then it's over for MiA. Being eliminated in the round of 8 again is going to be highly unfortunate for them, and Fnatic will advance to play against Mouse Sports. And the next game, let's see, will be... Well, we'll see it soon. Which map will it be? It will be Frost. Okay, so a 4-player map is up next for us. And I'm suggesting the players as we speak. Yep, here we go. So we are now going into game number 2 here in this best of 3. Starbuck has to win 2 games to secure the victory, and Harstem has to win 1 more. And this is not looking good for the MiA player. So far, he is 1-0 behind. And playing against Harstem, that's a hard thing to go up against. And we already see him. We already see that Harstem is GLHF has been called, and Harstem has very well versed tactics, and we'll see if he manages to secure the last win required for Fnatic. In any case, loading up the map. As we speak, Frost will be the match, and ZVP as always. Game 2 between Harstem and Starbuck, the ace match of Fnatic against MiA. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the possible last game of tonight. We have the first player to be introduced. It is the Pink Protoss playing for Fnatic. Give it up for Harstem. And of course his opponent in the top right, playing as the Violet Zerg, playing for Team MiA or MiA. Give it up for Starbuck. And we do have a 9 drone move out from Starbuck. Interestingly enough, he really wants an early scout going on, which is a surprising thing from him. So we'll see how he uses it. But in any case, we do have a correct scouting from Starbuck, and he will see this as a pylon on the low ground, meaning that Harstem is most likely looking to go for Nexus first. And so far, well, not so far, but so for now. And let's take a look at Harstem's vision. He sees something. He doesn't know what exactly he saw. And the question is, did he see the drone? Because Starbuck is looking to go for a proxy hatchery. Oh my god. And I think Harstem has not noticed the drone there. He's probably going to go in the main. And yes, Starbuck is going for the proxy hatchery. Oh my god, Starbuck is actually trying to pull the proxy hatch away. Now this will mean a definite loss if Harstem scouts this. So Starbuck playing with destiny right now. Starbuck is really playing with destiny, and Harstem will go for the scout off, but he will go for the Nexus first as well. He does not suspect, and he will see the drone, and gotta be careful. And yes, he sees the drone. That's not gonna happen now for Starbuck. No way he can pull down a proxy hatch anymore, and Starbuck will go to expansion himself. Go for the expand himself, most likely here. And we do see the 4 dropping down for Harstem as well. And Starbuck at this point, well, he is gonna be delayed in that hatchery as well as everything else, and it's kinda unfortunate for Starbuck. But Harstem now is in a good path to take this game in his lead. And we do see Harstem pulling more probes down. And what is Starbuck? What the hell is Starbuck trying to do? And wow, Harstem is what is the point of this hatchery? I really don't understand what is the point of this hatchery. I think, oh yeah, I think I know what the point of this was. Ah, yes, I remember now. Starbuck wanted to pull down a hatchery here so he could block the building of cannons and basically a wall in. And then when the Lynx would arrive, he would cancel the hatchery and Harstem would have no wall in. And this has failed horribly for Starbuck right now. He is in a very dire situation and will try to break at least one cannon, well, one pylon, but he will fall back. The cannon is now complete and Harstem is... and Starbuck will still go in here. Interestingly enough, 4 Zerglings out of 6 have managed to wall in, or to move in. And he will try and kill a probe or two, but will not be successful. The first Zealot is already on the way. And Harstem is looking very strong right now. Supply-wise, not too much, but drone-wise, take a look at the worker count. It's 22 against 18, which is a good lead for Harstem, and getting more out with two Nexuses now. Starbuck is playing fair from behind, and this is not looking good for the Zerg player. Although it might not seem as much for some, but this is a big deficit Starbuck is now playing from. And we do see Harstem is probably going to gear up for some sort of maybe an Immortal all-in, a possibility at all, in general. We do have still those 3 Zerglings running around, and Harstem is defending against this okay. Well, not really required to defend against this at all. Meanwhile, Starbuck behind us will take 3 bases and get his drone count high as possible. Of course, he will have some trouble with dealing with some of those renegade units or zealots in the main, but you know, once it comes down to it. We have the Mothership Core as well joining in, so those Lings will be eventually killed. And Harstem going for Stargate again, really paying off for Harstem this, as we can see. And Starbuck being 1 game behind here in such a decisive match for MiA. This is one of the most important matches for Team Missing in Action for MiA right now in the year of 2013 and well in 2014. If MiA managed to secure themselves the win in this round of 8, they advance to the round of 4, and they managed to defeat Fnatic, which is a big achievement for them. And you know, Fnatic is putting up a strong fight, and so far it's not looking good for Team Missing Action. We got Harstem taking all gases, so most likely gonna see Colossus follow up, but also gonna take the 3rd base behind us. So Harstem really feeling safe, and you know, generally all is like usually for Harstem. We see a small move out from him, 2 Zealots, a Sentry, and we're gonna see a couple of Phoenix join the party here. And Harstem right now can try and maybe kill a drone or 2, and he has the time warp, he has the Zealot power, so that's definitely going to be possible. But 2 Queens now out, so Harstem no way being able to breach this. And Starbuck, again, gotta be careful. He has to win this if he wants to have a chance at securing the overall victory for Team MiA. And you know, we have, well, let's see, Harstem is still trying to poke around with those Zealots, with those units. He is adding with 2, oh, this is gonna be a little bit harder for Starbuck now with those Phoenix running around, but Harstem has pulled back with his main army, so not gonna really force anything, and we already have a cannon on the 3rd base. There is no way Starbuck will be able to break this, and falls back. So Starbuck is currently playing from a little bit behind, but now kind of caught up on the drone count, also on the army count. Getting double evo, gonna start the upgrades, gonna start the layer up as well. And at this point, Starbuck needs to play very safe and very much macro oriented, and just has to secure himself as much space as possible. Harstem adding additional gateways behind this. We are probably gonna see okay, Twilight again here, so we're gonna see Zealot and Charge again, most likely. still Templar Archives also a possibility, and most likely the option as well. Now we do see missile attacks being researched for Starbuck, so that bears the question, is he gonna go for Hydra? Yes, he will, as well as Roaches. So this time around, gonna be a little bit ahead in upgrades, at least faster upgrades than Harstem's. And we already have the +1 weapons for Harstem finished up, but still, 2-2 will definitely be faster for Starbuck if it comes to be. And we have the gateways now coming in for Harstem. This is now the total of how many gateways. Let's take a look. We've got a total of 5 warp gates open, and we are seeing the addition of 5 more. So this is going to be 10 gateways for Harstem soon to be, and that's a lot of gateways to deal with, especially as Zerg. And here comes a big ball of links all around running, trying to find an opening, but there's just too much of protos everywhere. And those links will take down 2 probes, and that's it. Fall back. Now we've got those Phoenix still trying to find an opening, trying to kill a queen or 2, and they will get 1 queen. Shouldn't be able to get the second one though. Nice transfuse there, utilized by Starbuck. Not a single queen lost. And Harstem, we see Templar Archives being added, we see more Zealots, we see Void Race as well, and we see Robotics Facility being added, so we're gonna see probably Colossus again in play. And Archon Storm all, and +2 weapons as well. So right now Harstem is looking quite scary, and also thinking about the fort base here. Meanwhile Starbuck now finishing up his own fort, and we do see Hive on the way as well, so we're gonna see Vipers most likely being produced there. A couple of Hydras are out, but Harstem still, this is a strong army he has, and Starbuck will have trouble dealing with this, especially with Storm gonna be available if Harstem decides to. Though no Storm is being researched, which is kinda concerning. And Harstem is on the move out now. He'll move across the map. +2 weapons for ground is about to finish. 10 more roaches in production. Those roaches might just save Starbuck's life. Now all queens have been pulled as well from all sides, from transfuse, from everything else. And Starbuck has to defend against this. Harstem is on the move. Spores being built, spores being pulled down. Everything being produced, everything being pulled as always. Starbuck getting in a good concave. Starbuck is really preparing against this fight. He realizes this is his lifeline. This is his chance to win if he can take down the forces of Harstem. But this is going to be a hard thing to achieve. The +2 weapons now complete for Harstem. We've got 1-1 for Starbuck complete as well. We do not have any armor upgrades for Harstem, but still that +2 will deal a lot of damage, especially those Archons. And we do have Starbuck in preparation from all sides, getting ready, and we do have a warping of Zealots in the natural, and here comes Harstem gonna engage into the main base. Starbuck is kinda a little bit disorientated, but here comes the big fight, and he has a lot of units from all sides coming in, but he's not protecting his natural as well as his fort base, losing the drones on both bases, and that's already a big blow to his economy. 25 overall drones killed, more stalkers being warped in. Beautiful force fields by Harstem, and this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the final fight. Starbuck is losing it, and this is not looking good for the Zerg player. Supply, although dropping for Harstem, is still killing off all the units from Starbuck. Although Starbuck is holding now. Starbuck is holding at least. That is good. Starbuck has held it for now. The question is, Storm is not coming into play. My bad. We've got +3 weapons. We've got Zealot Charge finally coming into play for Harstem. A little bit late. Could have been a little bit faster. And Starbuck though holds for now, and Storm finally being mixed up, but 25 drones in total killed. That's a lot of drones to lose in the general sense of idea. And we do have Harstem still falling back fully. Fort base not yet complete for him, but is starting up on the left side now, and Starbuck has no knowledge of it. At least has not seen it yet. We do have a couple of Vipers now, so Ducks will be available, most likely going to be used for Blinding Clouds though. I think that's the most useful thing right now for Starbuck. And Phoenix are in the air, gonna die, and this is a good thing for Starbuck. Those Phoenix were very much vital for Harstem right now. They were very much needed for Harstem to be able to kill out those Vipers, but Starbuck falls back, decides he needs to reamp his economy. And this is a tough match right now. This is a very nervous match for both of these two guys. The winner, well, if Harstem wins, he secures the win and the overall win for Fnatic, and if Starbuck wins, he gets the chance of maybe securing the win for MiA or MiA. And 4 Corruptors on the way. Greater Spire as well, so we're gonna see Broodlords as well mixed up here. A couple of Voiders already in there, but still those Voiders can be taken care of easily. Broodlords definitely gonna be very useful and quite important in the engagements to come. A couple of Roaches running by for Starbuck. Ooh, those High Templars are being chased away. One of them will be killed, and one was destroyed when 2 were forced to warp into Archons instead of staying as, well, Zealot powers or, you know, Storm powers. And right now, I mean, both players are maxed upgrade-wise. Harstem is ahead in weapons upgrade, but Starbuck does have the 2-2 upgrade, so he's ahead in that. We've got 3-3 on the way for Starbuck, which is good. Last game he had 1-1, I believe. And here comes another warping of Zealots, warpism of Zealots and everything else, but it will be taken down. Harstem will lose it here, will not even pick an eye out. Actually, still gets away with it, but it gets cleaned out anyway, so Starbuck will hold for now. And Harstem dropping on Zealots from all sides. Starbuck gearing up for the big fight though. He knows there's a big army of Protoss balls coming in, and he has prepared for it fully. A concave, everything is on spot, on cue. One Immortal actually being taken down, and Harstem now sees the Broodlords. He's like, oh no, and Immortal being captured by Broodlords. Well played by Starbuck, and he's probably gonna move out now. He has the timing, he has the opportunity, but DT starting to warp in, and I don't think, ooh, this is gonna be very close for Starbuck. There is no detection for him on the 3rd base, and this is, yeah, the hatchery is gonna fall, and right now Harstem is playing very well, like a boss right now, and the army of Protoss has evaded Starbuck, and this is not looking good. The Broodlords are staying alone. Starbuck, gotta be careful there. And we've got DTs cleaning out every single unit on the 3rd base of 4th base of Starbuck. The Broodlords still gonna be captured by Voidwiz and everything from behind. Starbuck gotta be careful. Those Broodlords are vital for his survival, but DT's Zealots are ramping up everything in the natural, in the main, and Starbuck is losing the grip of this game. And we see DT's no detection for Starbuck. Starbuck has no detection at all. Oh my god, Starbuck, where are your overseers? And this is just maddening for Starbuck. We've got more overseas warping in, but will it be enough here? DT's cleaning out the 4th base, cleaning out the natural as well here soon. And DT's cleaning out the army of Starbuck, and this is not looking good for our Slovenian Zerg. And MiA right now is on the verge of being defeated in the round of 8. And here comes the big engagement. Storm being utilized. Those Broodlords are being microed well, but here comes the actually Starbuck coming from behind as well, gonna capture a couple of those units. Well played, but still those DTs dealing so much damage to Starbuck, and Starbuck though will hold for now. Does clean out Harstem's army for a little bit, but a couple of Tempests already out on the map. Hydralisk can be killed easily here, and Starbuck is in trouble. He has 17 Hydras in production. This is his last chance to win the game, to take it all. If he loses this, it is all over for MiA. And we have 1 Tempest being killed. Well played by Starbuck. No High Templars available for Harstem. That's a little bit odd, but this army is still very strong for him, and Starbuck kinda overcompensating here. Gotta fall back. Must not lose those Hydras. They're very important. And the remainder of the army of Starbuck will join the fight here. We do have now the big ball of army joining, and Harstem is, well, Starbuck is picking the engagement. I don't know, it's not looking too good for Starbuck here. Although cleaning up a good amount of those ground units, the Broodlords though dying out, and Starbuck is still moving forward. 144, 145 supply for Starbuck. Beautiful force fields kind of capturing it out, but still Starbuck moving into the 3rd base. It's still a very much close game, and those Hydras with 3-3 upgrades are just staring through everything. Harstem is losing the 3rd base, but not yet. Those Hydras alone will not be able to succeed, and again we see no detection available to Starbuck. And this 4th base again not being scouted by Starbuck. Starbuck thinks Harstem is on 3 base, and this is not gonna end well for Starbuck if he does not kill that base on the left side, if he does not recognize there is a left base side, and we do see lag coming in from both sides. And now we've got the big engagement coming in. Hydra are just filling everything with terror, and Harstem is dropping his fly 102 against 110, and Harstem is still fighting his way around, and he will fight for now, but we've got more units coming in for GG, for Starbuck, and Starbuck will secure the victory and will not yet fall. And well played by Starbuck, securing the first victory in this ace match, 1-1, now tight score, and it will all come down to the last game of this best of 3 ace series between Starbuck and Harstem, between the two tyrants right now going at it. Starbuck will have to make it happen, but so will Harstem. And now third game is gonna be next up. We'll see it very soon. We'll see it very soon. What happens? What's gonna happen? And waiting. What will be the what will be the third map in the decider game, in the last game between Harstem and Starbuck, in the last game between Fnatic and MiA, and this is the last match. This is the last of the last. After this, it will be all out or nothing for these two guys. They have to bring it all up. They have to bring their best guns. They have to bring it everything they have. They have to pull it in here. And I know they're tired. I'm tired as well, but it doesn't matter. They have to win. Otherwise, they're out. Otherwise, they will fail. They will not be able to succeed for their teams. And we are now loading up into the last lobby of today. And I'm already talking a little bit under not the weather, but I'm talking a little bit quietly because my parents are already sleeping. It's 1 in the morning. I can't really shout too much, so gotta talk it easy, gotta talk it nice. And what a game, really, what a game. This is one hell of a matchup to start up. And I'm very excited, guys, but I cannot express how important this is for Team MiA right now. I cannot express, really. It's such an important game that I mean, if the president was dying right now, and Starbuck or Harstem would have the keys to the life support, and they just had to bring them to the I don't know, 10 feet away, and because of that 10 feet they would lose control and lose the game, they would not do it. They could not do it because it's so important for these two teams, for these two players to secure the win. It's just not possible. They would throw the keys rather than bring them and then save his life. But still, you know, a little bit of double. But anyway, loading up the last game. Polar Night will be the map, ladies and gentlemen. Fnatic, Harstem versus MiA, Starbuck, the last game, ZVP, and this is it. The last game has loaded up, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to bring you the one of the most exciting games right now. I can't shout. I'm sorry. I cannot shout. I would like to shout, but I cannot because my parents will come down and, you know, shout at me. So I really don't want that. But in any case, let's go introduce the players. Our first player to be introduced, it is the Pink Protoss, playing for Fnatic, playing like a madman, harassing all around, dealing so much damage on multiple occasions, and giving trouble to Starbuck with multiple harass locations. It is none other than Harstem. And of course his opponent, the young Violet Zerg, playing for MiA. His team depends on him right now. This victory depends, this game depends on him. The team needs this. If his team MiA gets the win, they will be considered one of the top 4 or at least top 8 teams in Europe, and that's a big achievement for Team MiA, especially for their rising in the ranks of teams, and to secure their spot or validate their spot in the esports world, and give it up for none other than the Slovenian Zerg Starbuck. And this is one hell of a game, and we see Starbuck already going for the 9 scout, playing it safe, 10 scout, sorry, going for 15 hatch, and we do see Harstem opening up with a gateway first, so no cannon rush gonna fall in here, and we do see Starbuck still denying that nexus. And Starbuck, I would very much like to see what exactly he has prepared for his opponent right now, as well as Harstem. I think both players will bring out their best strategies to try and trick each other or kill each other. And right now, it is one hell of a game to go for. And we already see both players playing it as usual, as always, and gotta play it around. And ZVP gonna take a little while before it starts up, before it ramps up, and Starbuck gonna play gasless for now. And it depends whether or not you like that decision. I do like it. You get a good amount of drones out, as well as Queens B. You are quite safe against any possible incursions, but you gotta keep an eye out for that 4-gate coming your way. And we see the 3rd base being thrown down for Starbuck. So this is gonna be 3-base Zerg play. Gasless, of course. And I believe Harstem is gonna go for the scout off, and once he sees that, he's gonna go for the 4-gate here. This is, I think, his plan. He's going for 3 probes in each gas. That means he will have that available. And Harstem, he scouts the 3rd base. Now we'll see what his reaction will be. Will it be the Nanua 4-gate? Will it be something else? Well, Harstem, I think we're gonna see something in the likes of a 4-gate. And let's see. Starbuck, still gasless, gonna go for the 40 gasless supply. We do see Harstem going for Stargate. Okay. So Harstem gonna go most likely Oracle, then Phoenix, and Starbuck is really scouting around the map, trying to secure himself as much info as he can to play it safe, to play it as much of a secured way as possible. And we do see his scouting at all times. He's playing at his utmost right now. 2 gateways dropping down. So we have 3 gate for Harstem right now. And Starbuck, I believe he did not see the Stargate. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did not catch the glimpse of that. So for now, he thinks this is only 3 gate. Still has no idea of the Stargate. And this will be Phoenix, not Stargate. And let's see. And we do have the 3 hatcheries dropping in drones and queens and everything. We have a Roachhorn drop down for Starbuck as well. Gas is mining, so he is well aware of the threat of the 4-gate possibility. Also, I believe Phoenix have not been scouted yet, but one will be seen now. And Starbuck will see actually Stargate now, so shouldn't have a problem there. Also, we'll see the Forge, which is an important thing to notice, especially as I said, oh god damn it, does not see the Forge. That's highly unfortunate for Starbuck, but Harstem's luck has just changed. With not seeing the Forge there, Starbuck will not know what to expect exactly there. And he sees, though, the double gas being taken by Harstem, so he can expect a Forge or something like that. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. And Starbuck right now going for lair already, a very quick lair for Starbuck. Now the question is, what will his follow-up be? Will it be Hydralisk or will it be Spire? Now, most likely option here is Spire, but we have a lot of links in production for Starbuck. Speed is about halfway done now, a little bit more than halfway, and there should be a lot of... And we don't actually have a Spore on the map for Starbuck. Wow, what the hell? Starbuck now building spores, no spore in the natural though. Those Phoenix can go on a field day at this very moment. Starbuck gonna lose a couple of drones there, and as well as the main is empty of spores. The Queen has not died yet, will die now, which is very unfortunate for Starbuck. And he is actually gonna engage on the third base. Starbuck with speed now gonna take down the third base, and this is good for the Zerg player. He will take down and cancel, at least force a cancel on that third. And we do see more links dropping in by, and this is not good for Harstem. Those sentries are vital for his survival, and Harstem actually gonna lose those sentries as well as the Zealots. Now the Nexus as well gonna be forced to be cancelled here, and Harstem is already dropped down in his supply as well as his strategy, and a cancel has been forced. Starbuck is all he wants, as well as cleaning up those sentries was a good choice. But ooh, those Zergs could have gone into the main base. Starbuck needs to go now, but the warp in of sentries was just quick enough for Harstem. And those links are gonna go around, jump around, kill these. Oh, wow, what a save by Harstem. Lifts up the probe. And lifts up the probe and saves it from dying from those links. And right now Starbuck will be the one to play aggressive, to play as much of a game as he can, because otherwise he will lose this. And we see, oh my god, Harstem Rebuttal here is 4 additional gateways, and that's gonna be up to 7 gates right now. And with the addition of the Twilight Council, we might see Blink, but most likely gonna be Zealot Charge. And and whoever does not know what that means, you probably guys who don't know what that means, but me and Gentle Giant had a little bit of a fun discussion before in a Skype chat, so that's all I want to say. Anyway, Starbuck again gonna die a little bit while longer. That's third base, and that's one hell of a game for Starbuck here again, killing the probe, not allowing Harstem to take the third base. Wow, Starbuck is playing like a madman. Behind is going for Spire, going for Hydralisk, going for +1 weapons. Starbuck secured with 3 base economy, really looking strong. Now gonna snipe another probe. No, not gonna be successful, but still. Was cleaned out now, but has a good amount of Hydras out, and Roach is on the way, and with Spire as well, gonna have Corruptors if need be, maybe a muted transition if wanted to, and we do have Templar Archives on the way for Harstem. Now Storm every time was quite late for him. Hopefully this time around Harstem will change his mind, maybe go for a little bit of a faster Storm, and that might actually save in the game. But here comes Starbuck. Actually, here's Harstem sees the Hydralisk, gonna probably add a robotic spade this time around. That will be a smart idea, but Storm as well will be available to him, so hopefully he'll start Storm upgrades, or at least Storm research. But Starbuck now, Roach Hydra army is up and running, +1 weapons is complete, and I believe they're gonna be on the move to the third base, or at least move around a little bit, and that Queen actually could die. Harstem will pick it up. Nope, will not actually pick it up. Actually, Harstem will possibly lose those Phoenix if he's not careful enough. And we still have a large army gathering for Harstem. More roaches coming though in for Starbuck. And Storm though still not started up. And I have no idea why Storm is not starting up for Harstem, but a robotics facility dropping on by. Immortal is going to be played, Observers going to be added, and Starbuck though gearing up for the move into the third base, but that's a dangerous army to deal with, especially with force field support. And Starbuck is still flying around, getting himself on top of things, and we are on 4 base now. Starbuck will be able to secure this in the economy for himself to run for a possible greater Spire if he wants to. But right now I think the Spire is for something else. I'm most likely gonna be most likely been Corruptors in case they need it to be. But I think still Greater Spire is the option to go here for Starbuck. And here we go, 190 supply Starbuck against 158 Harstem, and Starbuck's army supply, let's see, it is 129 against 92, so right now Starbuck, if he would engage head-on army to army supply, he would win decisively. But Storm has started now for Harstem, and that's going to be an important thing to notice. Once that Storm is finished, Starbuck will have so much more to be careful about, and we do have a lot of lag spikes actually going in here. So I have no idea why it's lagging like this. Hopefully we'll try and fix it. But Harstem is Well, still defending his third base, definitely without much problem and holding it nice and tight. And we do have a Zealot warp in from Harstem going in and gonna go to the fourth base. Now this is exactly what Harstem did last game, just constantly paraded Starbuck with Zealots, and there was nothing Starbuck could have done or could do to hold long enough. But here comes the main engagement, and Harstem gonna go in here. Force Field's gonna be available, but Starbuck has a good concave running for him. The fourth base is under siege. Couple of Zealots gonna go into the main as well. Third base gonna be under siege, and Harstem is on all places at once. Starbuck has to break his concave here if he wants to save his natural and main and third. But here comes Starbuck. He wants to go in here, and gotta be careful. Force Field's gonna be used. Beautiful force fields by Harstem, but Hydras are left behind and they still have range. But beautiful storms being thrown, and Starbuck drops in supply rapidly. The fourth base is gonna fall here, and the natural has been dead as well. Now a couple of drones only dead, so not a big deal for Starbuck, but the fourth base is now down. And Harstem again building more drones, more Zealots, and gonna move in here, build more drones. And we see Swarm Host being added by Starbuck as well, so we're gonna see a Swarm Host army fly around. Oh, nice pickup by Starbuck, killing 3 High Templars for free. That's a very nice pickup there. And Harstem already bleeding in gas. He needs that gas, those High Templars as much as possible. Now we see a lot of Zealots rotating on the left side, possibly to go into this third base here. So Starbuck gotta be careful. But Starbuck now with Swarm Host out, he can definitely play around a little bit. And Harstem still moving across, now getting finally Robotics Bay, gonna go for Colossus. And now this game is so important. This is such an intense game right now. Now Starbuck, it's all down to being careful, to being as best as possible in control, in macro. Nice. Wow, Starbuck really predicts that very nicely and saves himself a shitload of trouble. And I excuse my language, but at this point I think I'm allowed to curse a little bit. And we see the creep spread from Starbuck has reached Harstem's natural and third and basically fourth base here, and Starbuck is now moving in. Locusts are there, Fungals are gonna be available as well. Pathogen lens has not been researched, so there's not going to be an initial start of 75 energy, but there is gonna be a lot of energy coming in soon. And Starbuck now moving in across with Swarm Host, with everything else. He has a great army composition right now. Fungals as well, and with those Fungals he will lock down the Protoss army to leave the Locusts to do the dirty job. Couple of Roaches gonna try and snipe. Beautiful snipe on that High Templar. Storms actually, wow, force fields being used for 3 Roaches there. A little bit of an overkill for Harstem, but still the third base is gonna be under siege soon. More Zealots are coming into the third base of Starbuck. Starbuck has nothing there to defend against this. Another Zealot run by coming in from Harstem, and Starbuck really needs to keep an eye out on this. Now he's moving across, he's trying to deal with this, and he will deal with this naturally. Lose the Queen, but that's all he will lose. Maybe a Hydra, one Hydra actually dies, and that's all. But still Harstem is dropping well, Harstem is gonna be on 4 base soon, and that's an annoying base to go for. And Harstem already adding the Stargate, gonna go for Tempest. We do see Colossus joining the fight here, joining the fray. Colossus range just adding up. Upgrade wise, both players are about equal. Now take a look at this upgrades. +3 weapons completed for Harstem. That's a lot of damage from those Zealots dropping in by, and Zealot's pressure. Zealot pressure being utilized on all sides by Harstem again here. Starbuck really has to be on toes, but here comes the big engagement. Starbuck actually losing Swarm Host. Starbuck, gotta be careful, he's losing Swarm Host all of sides, and this is not looking good for Starbuck. Losing that amount of Swarm Hosts, that's a big loss for him. And I mean, he needs the Swarm Host, he needs the Locust to be able to hold himself in position, to be able to hold himself in acceptance. And here we see Broodlords being morphed in by Starbuck. That's going to be an important thing to notice. We've got 1 Zealot Renegade dropping on by, and more Zealots. Another Warp Prism harass unit on the right side dropping in by for Harstem. The question is, will it be there fast enough? Now Zealots Starbuck can handle. The problem is DTs. Dark Shrine is being produced as we speak. There is no detection for Starbuck. Now he realizes that Night Beast coming, and Overseer already warping in for Starbuck. And he has to be careful. That's still a very scary army. A lot of storms available, and Starbuck gotta be careful. And We do have those Broodlords though there, and they deal a lot of damage to everything that's on the ground. We see the high temps being sniped, but here comes another warping of Zealots by Harstem, and he will just clean out the natural and the main there. I mean, the third base will be under siege by Starbuck's Broodlords now, and Harstem is on the verge of, or basically being forced to engage here. Beautiful storms being utilized by Harstem. Beautiful storms really dropping on everywhere. But now the high tempests are gone. There is no more storm available. Broodlord's still alive. Now a couple of tempests coming into place. Harstem gonna try and deal with that as best as he can. But the third base is now gone. Starbuck is moving forward. Harstem is dropping in supply, and Starbuck may be securing the win here. The high tempests gotta be safe. Harstem gotta keep an eye out. Harstem gotta be careful. But Starbuck is moving to the natural. The tempests are still gathering in supply in army, and this is not looking good for Harstem right now. He has no way to engage here, and Harstem, like, this is, oh my god, this game is so crazy right now. Starbuck is just breaking the natural here, and we see Harstem has no way of engaging this now. He's trying. Oh, beautiful abducts used by, oh my god, what an abduct, and look at those Tempest Wall, and Harstem drops in supply. Here comes the big engagement. Fungals not being utilized. Starbuck though, gotta be careful. Those high Templars still very dangerous. Now storms coming in. We've got Broodlords though, but Starbuck will be cleaned out, and this is a big engagement for Starbuck, and he actually cleans out the Protoss army. Oh my god, Starbuck will clean out this Protoss army. Oh my god. Oh my god, and Harstem gets clean. The third base is gone, but the main of Starbuck is gone as well. The tech is dying, everything is dying, but the third is gone. The fourth base will be under siege, and Harstem is left with defensively with 86 supply. Starbuck though, with still more units out on the map, is gonna survive a little while longer, and he's moving onto the fourth base now. The Partosis Balin gonna die here, but no, gonna go straight for that one, and this is not looking good for Harstem as we speak. Now one more Tempest is gonna be cleaned out, and this is, oh my god, Starbuck, I think he managed to do it now. I think he has done it. The fourth base is gonna be gone for Harstem. Look at the, oh my god, look at the bank for Starbuck. And Starbuck, I think, oh my god, this is such a crazy game here. Oh, that's a DT, and GG called, and Starbuck is the victor. Starbuck secures the victory for missing in action and gets them to 2-1 win in the final ace match. Oh my god, what a game!